This is an All the Signs read. Hi, I'm Megan from Woven Existence. And you can tune in for just your sun sign or sun and rising and moon, Venus and Mars. Depends on what you would like to do. And if you would like to go deeper and have an extended reading or anything specific, I have readings available that you can book with me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so let's start with Aries. I love when a card is like just ready to jump out. And another one for Aries, please, from this Angelic Archangel Power Tarot deck. Okay. So we have the Lovers on the bottom here, making choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, power of love, contracts, being, I guess, an overarching theme, and the number 6, but it was in reverse. So it feels as though there is possibly a disconnection or a misunderstanding as far as a relationship between you and another person, whether that be an emotional connection or a work connection or whatever it is. Take it how it resonates. We have the Nine of Michael is the other one that came up, and the Page of Gabriel. And the Nine of Michael being the Nine of Swords. You're carrying like a lot of worry about something. You're experiencing a lot of worry about something. And there is signs that are coming in to try and alleviate some of that weight from you that I think that you're, I don't know, putting on yourself as much as anything. So instead it's like reminding you to not just think about the worst outcome. Because worries can compound worries, more worries, and all that kind of stuff, and it's hard to see the light anymore. And this is a very strong reminder to do that, because we also have the Page of Gabriel coming in, and just because of the way that these cards are, I'm thinking that maybe Gabriel's an archangel that either you need to start communicating with or working with, or maybe it's to remind you that he is at your back. He is there. And because it is the Page of Wands, it's reminding you to get back into something that you're passionate about. So it does have a lot to do with like play and creativity when it's the Wands, but also passion. So anything that really lights you up is going to be something that I think helps you find your way out of any darkness that you find yourself in, or not even darkness, but more, could be darkness, just sadness. It feels like there's such poignancy with that blue. And so the Oracle card, dear me, was the Pleiades, which is a card, look, it's surrounded in blue. This is a reminder. So you are here on this planet with a double mission, and it is not only to be your most authentic self and love yourself and live in self-acceptance, but it is to do that as loudly as possible when and where you are comfortable. Because I understand guarding oneself, but it is not for you to worry about everyone else on the planet in a way that hinders you from being a bright ass light that you are, because we need lights like that right now. And so it doesn't mean necessarily ignoring other people or ignoring whatever it is that is distracting you completely from like remembering this mission. But you are here as a group of people. This is the Pleiadian connection card. So look up Pleiades and the connection to star family and stuff like that. Okay. Thank you, Aries. Best of luck with that. Okay. So Taurus, which of the, okay, yeah. I think this is the first deck I ever got, yeah, and it's always like super straightforward. And so for Taurus, what can Taurus know this time and this timeless read? Spirit team and those here for Taurus's highest good. Ooh, okay, yeah, that bottom card was like, thank you very much. Okay, we've an offer. The Wheel of Fortune is at the bottom of the deck. I'll show you the imagery of that on this card in case it's helpful. It was 444 as I held that up to the screen. Yeah, I feel like just with the mixture of those numbers popping up with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like a reminder of the good that's coming to you, particularly in terms of love, is protected, and it is being guided towards you. And as you make the choices that are aligned with your highest good, your divine partner is finding you. And if you are in a relationship, I feel like this still stands, because we can like lose each other sometimes as we grow into like new versions of ourselves within relationships, and perhaps it's about finding ways back to each other. But anyway, we have the Knight of Cups, which is an offer, and it's romance. It is a very heart-led figure, but I'm seeing you are not like aware of this. You're not aware of like the luck, or are you ignoring it? That's up for you to understand about yourself. But there's like all of this luck surrounding you and offers of love, and that might not even also or always be like romantic love. This could even be like just friends that are available to you, like emotionally fulfilling relationships. And it's like you are more focused on the things that are not necessarily going your way, particularly in the earthly realm. So you're more focused on possibly like things to do with finances, things to do with, I don't know, living situations, stuff like that. So let's get an oracle guidance for Taurus, please. One card, Spirit Team. Oh, there's one. Yay. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? This is a beautiful card. And she is standing on a crescent moon in this, which is like, you've already done some of the work when it comes to knowing how to take care of yourself at this point in time. And I even think that because of the wording of this, there's like a very strong relationship with your inner child already understood and worked on within yourself, but there's a new way for you to care for yourself that is maybe leveling up and maybe taking a bit more responsibility on about whatever suffering is going on within your mindset, because it feels like the world is really coming to meet you in really abundant ways, loving ways, like caring ways. And it's really almost like this beautiful Tauran energy is coming at you. It's being reflected back at you from the world. And it's as if you are almost living in the shadow of what it is that has to do with Taurus energy, where it's like worry about not having enough and stuff like that. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, Gemini. What's the name of this deck one again? Lightseer deck. Okay, so for Gemini, let's get a couple cards here. Okay. And we have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Like 4 cards jumped out together, and they kind of, Gemini, like they're wanting to be in pairs, but like separate. So there's maybe a duality in what it is that you are experiencing. So on one side of this, there's like deep emotional understanding, and you've really released the parts of your life and your mindset specifically, and the way that you talk to yourself when it comes to holding yourself back, when it comes to like lying to yourself about the situation that you're in or sabotaging yourself. You've done some really like very heavy but strong, lasting emotional work in this way. And then there's this other side, which has a bit more to do with like the earthen side. And it's not even like that's a light and this is a shadow. It feels like there is good things on both sides of this duality. It's like the way the Six of Pentacles is here and it's in reverse is like you actually haven't been putting outwards too much of your resources in a good way. It seems like it's not that you're not being charitable as that card would speak about. It's like you're not sharing a whole lot with other people, and maybe that's where you need to be right now, and that's kind of like the theme for what you're going through. But we have the Five of Swords, but it's in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles, and it's like the work that you've been doing is very purposeful and intentional in grappling with what's going on inside of your mind. And I'm really fucking loving this for you, because that's badass. That's really good work, especially for an air sign. Yeah, it feels like you're very aware of yourself, but like in a way where it's not overwhelming you anymore. It's not the way that I thought that sentence was going to go. Okay, and the oracle card that we have is now this time from, what is it, the Gateway of Light activation, which is the Emerald Tablet activation, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifestation. And it's green. So it's like this work that you're doing has had an immense impact on your heart chakra and the balancing of it, and therefore it's having an immense impact on how well you can manifest in the material world, but I think also in the spiritual sense. So it's like you actually trust your intuition in a way now that you didn't before, because maybe you've cleared out your head enough, like, for lack of a better word, that you can hear what's going on inside of your body, specifically more than anything, and what's going on inside of your heart, and not in a way where your brain is fighting it. That's beautiful. And keep up that work, because it feels like there are light codes wanting to come through. And so maybe like closed eye scribbles or some kind of like flow journaling to like see what kind of messages are trying to come through you, because like play a little bit with this clear space that you have in your mind now. Okay, thank you, Gemini. So moving on to Cancer. Who's coming forward with Cancer? Okay, that's the deck. Okay, we have this one card. And another card, please, for Cancer, or is there one? Okay. Ow, no, fell down. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Cancer babies. Okay, like, I'm sorry, give yourself a hug or get someone to give you a hug, because it's not all awful, but it feels like you've been working for a very long time on something. You're trying to just sit back and allow the seeds that you have planted to grow and like give in a measured way, so without taking too much control over it, and allowing things to blossom and having that balanced relationship with the external world and your beautiful internal world. Okay, so the Four of Swords was here in reverse. I was gonna say it's like, oh, you've been working so hard, you're like denying yourself rest. But I'm getting now from these other cards being here that like, I think you're in a state of almost like fear of resting. Like, because of, sorry, I'll explain better. Because there's like this really deceitful energy around you. Maybe it's like a self-sabotage thing going on within your own mind, but then there's this Ten of Swords here, which really is like more of externally caused pain. I'm just getting that from the imagery more than anything, because this feels more like internal and external. And so it could be that one is reflecting the other. It could be that you're feeling it from the outside, or the people that are surrounding you, or maybe one person in particular. And it's putting you on edge and not allowing you to be in your resting, which like is going to be what pushes this Seven of Pentacles moment to the 8, to the 9, to the 10. So whatever it is that you feel called to do about that, depending on how that's resonating with you. Okay, so I'm going to pull from this deck for an oracle, and let's see what guidance they have there. Be really wary about what words people are using around you about stuff, because I think that there's like a manipulation going on, and it's not necessarily like someone specifically trying to manipulate you. It could just be that there is someone around you, because I'm really getting that that just like shit talks things. And most likely is just even more than they're manipulating other people in their life. They're almost like self-sabotaging themselves, but they're doing that out loud with their negative self-talk. And that's really difficult then for you to like, you know, feel healthy near is what I'm getting. Because I feel like there's been a lot of work done. I mean, before you're at this Four of Swords moment, you're at a Three of Swords where it's like you've been through pain already, probably not caused by this other person. And it is in your best interest and time to rest. It's also just like productive to rest, even when you are growing something and working on something, because that's just a part of the ebb and flow of creation and manifestation, and allowing the universe to show up and do its job on, you know, your behalf in certain situations. And maybe it also just need a reminder that like the universe is on your side. So if there are people, when you really start allowing yourself to know that and believe it, the people that are not on your side become so much more obvious in your life. And they are most likely also not on their own side, because people that are not on, you know, you probably know this already. Anyway, we have the Unseelie Queen, which is glamour, opulence, and hubris. Okay, so this shit, okay, because I was like curious why this deck, because it's a lot of individual beings. And so I kind of thought that the person that's probably around you, or the energy that's around you, is going to show itself from this. So it feels like there is a lot of secrets and showboating. A lot of like the opulence here, where it's like very, and hubris, like it's like someone that you would never suspect is self-sabotaging themselves, or like has anything negative talk going on up here, because they're so outwardly boastful and like putting themselves above others in the way that they talk. So something to really look out for, because like that's not healthy. And what we're surrounded with, we eventually start to mirror and emulate, and like it gets up in here. But it feels very much like the way that these jewels are sitting, it's like growth might try to find this person, but they are locked away. Like the hair being tied, it's like they are very tightly wound in a lot of ways inside of themselves, and possibly also in their physical form, because it's going to like show in that way, meaning that it's probably just an uncomfortable person to be near in general. We got on the other side of this on the bottom of the deck after I shuffled. Oh, and that's the number 20, so a 2. And maybe look up the Gemini reading as well, because there was a duality within that. Go figure. The Mabon, which is shining hope future. It's like spring based, right? And it's a 3 and a 7, and that has a 10 in numerology, and it's a really hopeful energy. And it feels a little bit like this is actually you when you're not allowing this other energy and mindset to affect you. Do not be afraid to cut people out. Okay, that was Cancer. Yes. Now, Leo. Okay, you need the straightforward ass deck. This one's so beautiful. What's up, Leo? Dear God. Okay. Look at you. Okay, there's another card in here. What's up? Okay. Interesting. So we have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Sorry for all the white folks on these. This is, okay, and in a place of great abundance, but more specifically, so abundant that they're in a space to like share that with others, kind of a thing. There's a lot of like earthly wisdom in the theme of what's going on for you, because well, not because, but like we're seeing the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles came out, so it's like a lot of earthen energy going on here. But we have the Nine of Cups and it's reversed, so there is something that I feel like is a disconnect, or you are denying yourself within what's going on. But let's like look at it here. So you have something you're on a team with, and this could be a spirit team, and it could be, but it's most likely people you're either working with on something, friends, coworkers, something like that, because of it being pentacles most specifically. And there's like discussion going on, and what should we do next? And let's collaborate, big collaboration energy. And then the Page of Pentacles, which is a youthful energy. So maybe there's like a new addition to this group here. But also it's an offering, a message, if you will, that is coming in. So it could have to do with what it is that you're working on. So expect information, or you know, if you're like waiting for a contract or something to go through right now, the answer could be coming in, and it is leading you to this place of like really, really great abundance and stability. But then there's this Nine of Cups, which is in reverse, and that is like such a place of emotional interdependence. And it is like emotional abundance, but it's 9 is a really independent number. With it being reversed, I'm almost wondering if you need to maybe separate your identity from what it is that you're working on a little bit, because like you are enough already without your work, and you either thinking you are or aren't enough, or lovable or not lovable based on what it is that you work at. Particularly when it's like in the realm of just career or whatever. Actually, anything that you're creating, like you, aside from anything that you output, is enough as it is. And I mean, you would be a sign that absolutely is like wanting to be this, so that you would be in a position to share with other people. It is absolutely where you're in your like highest, you know, good. But every time I pick it up, the Hermit is underneath this. So it does seem like there is a bit of inward or introspection to be had, I believe. And I'm going to go with this Oracle deck to close out your reading, Leo, because it is a loving, spiritually healing deck. Starseed, what lights you up? So this is a reminder to come back to self, but the self, like your inner child, yes, but the self that's almost you before you even became human form. And not even so much as like, why is it that you came to this planet kind of purpose, passion, but like what lights you up in your like deepest soul being. And I know that a part of that is going to have to do with making other people happy. But imagine you're those other people, and there's someone that wants to bring in what it is that you bring to the table, which is to make everyone happy. What would you tell them? What is your light that deserves to be given space? And it's funny because what's on the bottom of the deck, it felt like, oh, I should look at that. But then once I actually read it, I'm like, this is the thing that's going on. I think that's almost the disconnect, where it's like, what lights you up is this one card, Starseed. Like, why you came to this planet does not only have to do with a purpose that has to do with benefiting everyone that's on this planet. It's so that you could experience all of the emotions. Let me start it better. It's so that you could experience what it is to be human. And one of the most amazing things about being human is experiencing joy and laughter and love, and like platonic love even more than anything else, because it's safe. There's like familial. I err away from using that word sometimes because we don't all have best examples of familial love in a way that actually feels like safe goes with it. But just like the innocent joy that doesn't pay any money, just like is only solely for you and your laughter, and maybe something that a friend also does because it's fun to laugh with people. But the other one that showed up here is like warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Which is like so similar, but different in the way of it's not a calling for anyone but you, and your light shining is something that then goes forward and allows you to understand your purpose so much better, and even to be able to be in your purpose so much better because you have given to yourself, and then you can give outwardly. Okay, thank you, Leo. Let's get some water. Virgo. Interesting. This deck for Virgo? Okay, you would have thought that it's like the big straightforward one, but all right. So it's the Light Seers Tarot. Yeah, do a few of those. Yeah, maybe it's time to mix something up, just because the way that that wanted me to shuffle it this time. Just like, not necessarily start from scratch. Look at something in a different way, because because you are looking at something. You're dwelling on something that's not making you happy. We're going to get more from this, though. Another card for Virgo, please, Spirit Team, here for the collective's highest good. Okay, we have two together. And we have the Queen of Wands, which is reversed. So there is sort of a... Interesting. There's the Ten of Swords again. It was in a different read. We'll see if that connects to this. This feels more like there's not access to a specific kind of person or energy in your life. Okay, yeah, we'll see. Okay, Six of Wands and the Emperor. Okay, so this is the first card out, Five of Cups. And this person is sat here dwelling so hard that it's like creating a bigger and bigger hole in the ground sort of a thing. Like these are falling over, and there's just like one really full bowl right there with like a bunch of light in it. So, oh, look at it as well. They're pouring this one with their foot. It's like a kind of how do I want to put that? Like, it's not subconscious, but it feels like you're not even fully conscious of the fact you're doing this. And maybe actually that I'm getting you've had some of the negative ways that you would have had in your mindset come back up around again. And it probably is because of a loss of someone in your life that was I think someone that even like helped you to light up a little bit. Because the Queen of Wands is like, and it's not often this happens, very much feeling like this is the energy of a person that was in your life. And in one way, shape, or form, you do not feel like you have access to them anymore, or they are not around anymore, or whatever it is, and sorry for your loss. But you see all this light this person has. If you see that in someone else, and you feel like it's not around you, or you can't, it's in you already. You recognize it inside of them because it's in you. Because this is the step that you need to take. This is a person all by themselves, standing up and celebrating themselves, and everyone around will celebrate them as they are celebrating themselves. It just takes that, and it kind of is this step into this like Emperor energy, I think, to do it. This may feel like a really big leap, but I'm kind of getting like, this is, you've been here before. This isn't like that far of a leap for you to make, because it's like a temporary blip that this is ongoing. And maybe it just needs to be what it is until, but then maybe you know now from this is what's just on the horizon from what it is that you're going through. Full opposite color change energy wise from it. And like, there's no, you can turn this right side up by being that energy in yourself. And people lose people in all different ways. So, take the time that it takes to move through what it is you are going through. But this is what is like, it may even be, I'm seeing the way that the person's arms are here being reflected in the lights above. And it may be, especially because it's wands, a calling to really lean on your spiritual self and team, whatever that might mean to you, knowing that that light carries on as you ground it into your everyday life by living it inside of yourself, and then it brings it out into reality here. Yeah, there's a mixture of very heavy and very like not heavy, not light, but just not heavy energy with that. So Jesus. Okay. Ooh, we had one that jumped separate from the pile there. Pleiadian activation. This is mirroring sort of like a seraphim, which is a kind of angel that is, I think, one to look up, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. It's got 7 points around here, which does have to do with like look and stuff, but it's also the same amount of points that's on the star thing that's over Sachet's mind. So maybe yeah, either there's something that you maybe need to look into reading about. I was gonna say write about, but I'm getting more like go to the library, read vibes. So coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. So I'm reading this one a couple different ways, where instead of looking down and allowing light to flow out of you, not that like energy shouldn't be shared with the earth beneath, but there is beings around you that are like willing and wanting to celebrate you so that you can step into this energy. And then look at this person is creating that light from their hand. And as you come together, I think with a part of yourself that you're not necessarily, I feel like you've met before, but almost need to like enhance your belief that it's there within you. Or this is about a more serious loss, and it's about knowing that no one ever really leaves us. When they leave human form, they are available in the team that is unseen, that is around us. There is guidance that is there for you, and that goes for angels and spirit guides and source in general. And knowing that all of that guidance is available to you to lean on, I think is most important for you right now. Okay, thank you, Virgo. And Libra is next. Libra, okay. These dual signs, I'm getting too cards of the deck. So the Archangel, Tower, Tarot, Deep God. Let me call for it. 1 second, Libra. Okay, cards for Libra, please, for their highest good for this collective. What do we have for Libra at this time? Thank you. Ah! I feel like something wants to come through to you, whether it's a message from somebody else or message from like angels. It's almost like they're rushing to your side of like, oh my god, you've called for us. Like, there's a lot of that tonight, but I don't think humans, that separates me from it, but like I don't think that a lot of us, even me, throughout our day realize just how much it is that, like, do you know the way it's like our job as humans to be here on this planet and have the human experience, and then to 333 as I said that, and to like, you know, fulfill what it is that lights us up within, and whatever it is that we feel called to as a purpose, if there is one, etc. That is like humans' job, for lack of a better way to put it, right? Is to be human. Angels and ancestors and like entities and energies and things like that that are unseen to us in this plane, to most people, it's their job and they want to do it in showing up for us, in being there, in guiding us, in sending us messages, in reminding us that they're here for us, in like helping us fulfill our manifestations, the things that are closest to our heart. And I feel as though like a lot of us, but particularly because it came up for your sign, Libra, feel bad for asking or something, or like, oh, you know, oh, it's almost like we get that image of Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey, and he's like, you know, being God for a minute and like having to answer all these messages, and so he just hits like reply all, and it's like, it couldn't be farther from the truth. That was great comedy, but at the same time, like, there isn't even just Earth. That source and all of these energies are looking after and taking part in the lives of at any given time. Like, the universe is so vastly expansive and continuing to expand. And it's totally not understandable from the human brain and the way that it is. Some people probably comprehend it. I'm quite a big picture thinker, and sometimes I find the words to even like, I can't totally find the words to explain it, but it's like there's just so much more love and care available to us, and all we have to do is ask. And then also know and believe that it's going to come. That's a part of it. So we have really, really lovely cards here for you, Libra. We have the Sun. It's a lovely one. 19, so it does feel also like, Jesus, you've had like so many graduations in your spiritual path and like your, you know, growth in general. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So I'm assuming something really good is either happening for you right now or is just on the horizon. Or even, okay, because I don't want to be that person, but this sun looks like it's setting to me. So maybe it is something really good has just happened and you're like writing out, you know, where you're going with that. And possibly a little bit of like, I'm getting worry is setting in. Okay. Because we have the Four of Pentacles next. So when you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. It's like maybe a windfall of money came in, or you know, just something really big and awesome. And now it's sort of like you're almost having to be back to reality post this really awesome thing happen, that you were chosen for something or whatever. And so there's a bit of like a lack mindset basically setting in, where it's like, oh, but what if that never happens again? And like, or if something really good happens, you know, what about after that? Does it continue to happen? Like if I won 10,000 euro, would I continue to win 10,000 euro again? Or does that just like use up all my luck? That doesn't exist. Using up luck does not exist. That phrase came through because someone said it to me like a month ago, and I was like, whoa, no. You're misunderstanding it. But it is about mindset at the end of the day. So if you want to believe that, you can believe that. But as much as there is like stability to be found in a number 4, it's as if like, you know, without opening your door, nothing new can come in. And we have the 7 of Raphael, which is to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action, and need for detoxification. Interesting. So it almost feels like there is like 2. Did you win the lottery? Like there's almost like there's too much choice as to like what to do next. And this is not necessarily all about money at all. Because Raphael has to do with cups, or like the heart space and emotional abundance. And underneath it, we have the 10 of Raphael of cups. And so there is like this really abundant, like happily ever after kind of energy, just like right behind you actually making a decision. But I feel like you think that if you make the wrong decision, then you lose all of this joy. And I would love for you to reframe that so that you know that there is, you don't run out of joy. You don't run out of things that are coming in that are good for you. Especially, I think that it's actually a really special time right now to grasp this, because this specifically is like, okay, so you manifested something, it has come true, and now you worry like about losing it, or just in general, there is worry, which is basically like the universe showing you this lesson of like, how do you keep and continue getting manifestations? You deal with this mindset that you are currently experiencing of any kind of worry or lack, or like you don't deserve it. Work on that. Look at it very sternly, because it is not a part that belongs inside of you. You do not deserve to think about yourself like that. You absolutely deserve this win. It is an ego thing that is going on, most likely within you, and it could be the people around you, and the mindsets of most people, you know, are not necessarily abundance geared, but it's not our fault because we've been living under capitalism, which is based in a lack mindset. So kudos to doing any of the work to bringing in a manifestation. Celebrate yourself about that. Like, I don't know if it's like about continue living in that joy, but you believed that you could do something at some point and it came true or it came through for you, find that again. Find that again. Like maybe look back at your journals from that time, or look at a picture of your face when you were smiling about, you know, with that in mind. Because it's still there for you. It's still there for you, and I feel like it's expanding out into like your heart space, right? Because it's like we've actually got, Jesus, come here. I can't lift all these cards at one. Okay. It starts here in our crown, or in our third eye chakra, in the indigo or the purple. They're similar. And then it's like this pink color, like it's getting lighter and lighter and moving down towards our heart space. So it's expanding throughout your being, this like this way of, this new way that you have cultivated of living that brings in dreams come true. So maybe look at this one and celebrate all these different choices that you have in front of you, rather than seeing things to be afraid of, or like mistakes that you could possibly make. Okay, so we have an oracle card for Libra. The golden unicorn, get the fuck out. Look at this. There is like no other unicorns in either of these decks. That's amazing. Okay, so your sun card is coming back to you here, being like 43, which is a 7. Did 7 come up in this one? Nope, it's in a different rating. Never mind. Protector, guardian, champion. This is major protective energy. This is one that, like, when I first encountered this card, I put it on my altar for like a ridiculously long time, because it felt like I was finally being seen by an entity, by a spirit, by an angel that like had my back in ways that I never knew someone could before. And it feels like that's what has been supporting you in achieving this win, in achieving any of the wins in your life. And maybe it's about cultivating a relationship that's stronger with them. I'm getting Gabriel from the color of the hair and the color of this being, it's a little off orange, but in this deck, Gabriel is in orange. It's the wands of that deck. Did I bring that down? I did not bring it down. I was going to read the little box book from it. I'll just let you sit with this energy. If you want to take a screenshot or look it up, what unicorns mean to you is going to be unique. Okay, so thank you, Libra, for tuning in, and we'll move on to Scorpio. So for Scorpios, Spirit team for the Scorpios' highest good. Bring us some cards, bring us some messages through. Thank you very much. Both of those kind of slid out like, like, just say what you want, Scorpio. Just say it right to somebody's face. Don't be worried about whether you are deserving of it or not. None of that shit going forward, okay? Oh, interesting. Okay. And that one did come out first. Okay, so there's been a balancing act going on that you have slightly fumbled. Or there's like two realities, two like choices, different things, and one feels very like concrete and in the now, and it's probably the like life you're living sort of thing. The other one is feeling a bit more like it seems up in the air, it seems not very grounded. It's like, this imagery should probably help. There's this one that you're like holding in front of yourself that is connected to the root chakra in the red. But then there's this one behind you that's like elusive and not that obvious, and even has like a bit of a moon quality, or maybe, actually, do you know what I'm getting from this? It's like one of those dandelion seed things that you pick up and blow, and it's like very airy, doesn't feel like you, it's probably that 4444 right now. If you've been seeing that number as well, like, it feels very much like, listen to your gut about this. Listen to your heart about this. Don't listen to your mind. I feel like you have this like really creative energy, but you kind of block that sometimes. And it makes you want to pick the more grounded, like safe thing for your life choices, for whatever it is that these choices are between. But there's this like immense passion within you that I'm getting that you're like, it's living inside of you. It's upright. It's right here. There's like this really passionate burning flame of like wanting to share and light up other people, and very much wanting to light up other people and enjoying that part of yourself. But it's like your continued choice to pick the safe thing is kind of blocking that. Like I'm getting this like orange skirt, which is very the color of this card, and there's this like black jumper on the top, which is like, okay, my nose just got really itchy as well throughout all just specifically this reading. This one's very alive. This feels like a bit of a live wire. Like, do you maybe feel a little bit antsy? I've always noticed a bit of a fiery quality to Scorpios, even though they're like a heavy ass water sign, but there's just so much passion. It's that Mars in you. It's the Mars ruling Scorpio. And maybe you really need to look at what is ruling your Mars, or what sign your Mars is in, and look at that reading of this for any advice, but just get to know that astrologically a little better, because I feel like maybe you're a lot more comfortable with the Plutarian sides of yourself, the depths, the dark, and it's a really important thing to be, and it can be like a certain kind of intensity that not a lot of people are able to handle, but there is also an intensity and a passion within you that is looking to fight. It's looking to fucking fight. Like it wants. Mars is the god of war. No wonder my nose is itching throughout this. And it may be a bit of like physical exercise, physical movement is really going to help you to like transmute this energy so that you can look at it maybe a little bit clearer. I picked up this deck, which is not what I was gonna look at. Yeah, there's a King of Pentacles just popped out. Like I haven't picked two tarot. If you've seen the other readings in this, get out of town. Okay, so my hand went to this while I was talking, and I'm like, I'm gonna go with it. And we have the King of Pentacles coming up, which is like, yeah, you've been focused way too much on, and I get it, the world is very harsh as far as like, you know, making money and stuff like that, and whether you do or don't have it, but you're focusing way too much on the on having enough money, on like physical abundance of such. And then there's this Queen of Pentacles that is in reverse on the bottom of the deck, which just literally feels like these are divine counterparts. No matter what your sexuality, this is a divine balance, a divine counterpart situation, and there's going to be like this disconnect between you and maybe it's just the feminine within you, which is like the creative, you know, part, and the Queen of Wands coming up here being like, let me fucking create. I have like a recorder, a baton, what is this? Like some sort of stick. There's so much fucking like passionate go energy in that, from a really grounded place. Like it's based in wisdom. It's based in, I know who the fuck I am, and I'm going to create what I'm going to create because it's brilliant, because it's coming from me. Like that's Queen of Wands. Without it being boastful, it's like, I'm going to be in this energy, and then anyone that's near me is going to feel better about themselves because they're near me. But this is more where you're at right now. And so there maybe just needs to be a bit more decision when it comes, or sorry, a bit more you deciding on the not safe thing every once in a while, whatever that means for you. Do we have an oracle card for this? No? Okay, cool. Thank you, Scorpio. If you would like a deeper reading at any point in time, I have ones available on my website, wovenexistence.com. Hey, Sagittarius. Whoop. Let's see what it is that is going to come out for you. Oh, okay. Interesting. Ooh. Do we need one more? There is a younger energy that is interested in commitment with you. You have a lot of choices right now. Okay, so Inspiration. Okay, I'm actually seeing this in a different way from what I had said at the start, but take what resonates. Page of Wands, the Hierophant, Two of Cups, Temperance, and then the Seven of Cups is on the bottom, and all are upright. It feels very like you have been inspired, and there's new inspiration continuing to come in all the time about something that you have committed to, something that feels like your purpose. Like this is what you and your soul have like married or committed to. Which is like, not to reuse a word, but like marrying the version that you of yourself that you are now in your human form and who it is that you were before you manifested in human form. Like a duality has become one. And it feels like divine balance has been restored. Is that the word I want to use? Divine balance is occurring within you, and it has taken like a lot of work to get there. You know this. I'm going to show maybe the imagery of one of these. They're kind of plainish cards, to be honest, but Page of Wands, the Hierophant. There it goes, the Two of Cups. And then Temperance being here. And this feels like a very divinely guided, like with the two of these kind of like capping it off. It's like whatever it is that you've been creating, there's a certain awareness that it is coming through you, and it's not necessarily just your own creation, right? But I'm kind of getting that there's almost like you've hit a point with it where it's not in a bad or a negative place, but there's maybe like too many ways for it to now be able to go. Like there's a lot of choice here, and that's not necessarily a negative thing at all. That is very much more of a positive thing, but that depends on obviously how you look at it. These are a lot of dreams that could come true because of what it is that you're doing here. I think you maybe need to stay focused on what you're working on, what lights you up about doing that work and being in that work, and not looking ahead at like what it is that it is going to bring you when you finish it, if that makes sense. Like whether that be riches or celebration of your peers, or you know, access to something, or up leveling, or a name for yourself, whatever it may be. And all of those things are very much what you are deserving of, but it looks a little bit like this person's kind of looking into the water, like daydreaming, focusing on all of these dreams. And that could take these how they resonate, because that could either be you reminding yourself of to why you're doing this, why it's connected to you. But it feels a little bit more like it's a stall of, I don't know which one to choose, or like, oh, how exciting, all of these things, but like it's distracting you from the actual creation. You're like a little bit away with the fairies, but not in a way where that is then connecting to whatever it is you're like writing on the page, painting on the canvas, etc. So I feel like the guidance from this Temperance card that's coming here is like, do not only connect with the earth right now and ground yourself in the practice of what it is that you're doing and find the joy in just the doing of it again, but also connect with water, and maybe even go be near running water for a little while, or listen to sounds of running water while you're creating. Okay. And a oracle card, please, for Sagittarius. Yeah, okay, cool. The Stellar Gateway activation, infinite potential manifestation vortex. Ooh, we have toads at the top here. Okay, it definitely feels like it has to do with the wisdom that you have like learned within this lifetime and other lifetimes. It's being channeled through into what it is that you're creating. You're very much divinely guided. You're on this like, you know, lit up yellow path of like, I know like I'm going towards something that is like a beautiful creation. And it's most likely something that's really like, I mean, everything that's coming through any human is divinely guided. Therefore, needs to be available for other humans to have access to once it's created. Like there is a reason for the thing being birthed through you to be in existence. It's not just like to make you money or to be a writer, to be a whatever it is. It is like that thing, that entity you create matters to the grand scheme of like our entire history as humans and affecting the mindsets of the people that come across it, and therefore the entire energetic grid. Yeah, it almost feels like you might have a grasp on how great it is, the thing that you're making, but I don't think you understand just the like scope of the way that it's likely going to impact other people. So it really needs your attention in the everyday moments that you are creating it, and not, focused on too much of the future. Can't even think of the words. So in the moment, the halls of Amenti are here, but they are, and I don't often take these reversed, but when I saw it reversed, it felt very much like you've been in the learning halls. You have done the work. You have the information, the inspiration. It's coming in. Allow it to, and continue on that journey, because this thing that you're creating is necessary. Okay. The world. Was that the split of the deck? So that was the world needs it. Okay. Capricorn. Sorry. Thank you very much, Sagittarius. Capricorn. What do we have for you? Okay. A couple cards for the Capricorns. High is good. That was kind of fun to say. Thank you. Ooh. Or a whole bunch. Yeah, Capricorn will do it its own way. The rain is back. Lovely. A lot to do with communication here. We have the 8 of Michael and the 7 of Michael and the King of Michael. And Michael's are all swords. And then the 8 of Ariel is in here as well. Okay, it feels a little like you're not seeing things clearly. You're choosing, I feel like, to not see things clearly, but I do think that you are a little bit too set on doing something one way, and you're not even willing to look at another way of doing it, and it is like not allowing you to move past whatever moment you feel stuck in when this finds you. And I really feel this has to do with like mindset and communication with others. Communication with someone in your life. In a workplace, I think. But, however it's landing for you. The take great pride in excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, it's almost like you think that you know everything about something, but you're only looking at the logical part of it. And it's like hindering your understanding of whatever it is that you are currently going through. It feels like it's very much something connected to your finances, or to like your workplace, or to something that you're physically working on with your hands, with maybe other people what's going to come through there. But it's almost like this person here, or this specifically, this angel, and it's Angel Ariel from this deck and everything, but like this representing a spiritual being, a ethereal, unseen, energy, is sending information, pointing out something, sending all these little like, speckles of light, and this person's not even clocking any of that. I'm getting like a give your spiritual self way more attention right now. And I don't know exactly why, like, do we need to know, or will they just know? 8 of Cups. It might just be, like it's painful and it's hard for you to step away from what it is that you've known. And it's almost like people say, oh, it's just like logic that you're working with, but what it is that you're working with is like so connected to your identity of yourself, your heart, your like emotional self is like impacted by this possibly being a sore point, basically, that has come up before. And I don't think that it needs to be shown to a bunch of people that all of a sudden, like, you have a spiritual practice or the feminine. I mean, Michael's such a protective energy that you're not necessarily in bad hands in your own mind. And I don't think you're doing massive disservice. Like, it's not like you're really doing anything wrong, but there are better ways and there's more that could be brought in that is going to really enhance what it is that you're making, and also make it more it'll include other people. It'll include other people, I think, even in your life, but more so like in whatever it is that you're working on or in the workplace that you're in. Okay, this card, Council of Light. Look at that. Look at all these beings that are coming forward, being like, I'll work with you. I'm right here. Just ask for my help. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Subtlety would be another way of putting this, of which in no way I was speaking subtly, but like, okay, these beams of light, it's like a continuation on of those little dotty lights that were being shown in front of you that you're not allowing yourself to see. And this may just be like a need for meditation and taking a bit of a step back from being like so geared into like the tangible and the 3D. This is, say that's the top of your head, information that is like channeling out of you. Now this, if you need the logic side of it, is it quantum physics that has proved this or whatever, but like everything that is in the physical plane is tiny particles that are vibrating near each other that make up things that look to us to be solid beings, and we can see it and feel it and like see like it's one solid thing, my body, but it's not. If you go, oh, how did someone put it? Everything on in like quantum physics is on a tiny scale the fuzziest thing you've ever seen, and then on a massive scale is like the most solid thing you've ever seen. And that's baffling to people. And they're like struggling to understand it. If you allow yourself to feel it though, it's there for us. This is our existence. We are all one and everything is connected. And that is just not woo-woo anymore. That is growth to understand that and live it in a different way. Because the other thing you're missing out on by not opening yourself up to the, you know, intuition that lives within you will be a word for how you would understand the information that's coming in from unseen places and such. And it may be a trust issue, and look into like being very specific about who it is that you communicate with and allow the energies in with. And that's why having, you know, certain protections around and crystals and such like that really help with fine-tuning the information that comes through to you. But inspiration is another thing that pops in. So like, as we all exist across this entire plane, little ideas and sparks are like accessed by different people. Things that want to live are almost sent from source, the universe, through entities, whatever it is, to humans. And then humans go, ooh, that'd be a fun idea. And then like through their own interpretation of whatever it is that energy was that transmuted into them, they then create something or spark a conversation or act in some sort of way, change something about themselves, whatever it is, that then like ripples or snowballs into being something so much bigger, whether it just like, you know, affects another person on the street that day and then they smile, or they, you know, come together and all of a sudden create something that's like amazing for like sustainability practices. It takes multiple mindsets, being open to all of the inspiration that comes through, and then like going forward with that. And if you're not open to those things, then you miss out on certain opportunities to participate in something in the 3D when it was in fact first burst in like, I don't know, the 4D, whatever it's called, in the unseen is how I say it. Because let's not forget why we're all here, and that is to create heaven on earth instead of living in hell on earth. This is a choice, living in hell or heaven on earth. Both are choices. And it exists usually within one person's own mind and brain, but we can also, if you feel what it's like to live in heaven in our body, because that's the way we're treating ourselves and acting in our own lives, we can create that here on this planet. And you're a part of that. You're a really big part of that, because this is like, these are not chances that these cards are coming through. And these are like the big hitters of spirituality. Is this too fuzzy to probably pick up on it? Anyway, whoever it is that you connect to, God or goddess wise, angel wise, saint wise, that felt like something to say at this time, but a lot of the saints were just gods and goddesses from pagan religions that were turned into saints, so that it would be easier for them to change, you know, people over to Christianity. But once you have, you know, positive intentions and inclusion in mind, everything should be fine. Moving on to Capricorn. Thank you very... Nope, that was Capricorn. Thank you very much, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. This one. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, a couple cards for Aquarius, please. No? Okay. Couple cards for Aquarius is highest good, please and thank you. No, it's again more than two. Okay, there is a bit of you forgetting your own strength right now. Or maybe being like, okay, I feel like there is a collaborative energy, there is a relationship, there is a person. Let me sit with this for a second more. There's a part of you that's really standing in your own way right now. And it could be because there has been, or is, manipulative, like narcissistic manipulative. I kind of like the word manipulative actually all by itself. Anyway, that's around you. It could be that. Because I'm definitely seeing like this is like the central energy of everything that's going on here. Like we have the Three of Wands. We have the Strength card and we have the Sun card, and all of them are reversed, and this is the only one that's upright, and it feels very like someone doesn't want you to see your way out of this. You have a choice here, and it's like someone does not want you to see how to get yourself out of it. And they, in doing that, or if it's a part of your own mind, they are in doing that, making you forget how strong you are and everything you've been through up until this point. It's making you forget the joy of life and that what life is worth living. Be really careful about this if it's hitting home. And the Three of Wands being upside down, it's like, look at the power of this person. They have worked, they've made decisions, they left home, whatever, I don't know why that's going to mind. Because the Two of Wands is before this, right? But it's like they are right at the start. They've done so much like work so far, but it's like led them to kind of back to themselves or back to your central self. It's like, you know, that is more than ever for the first time. And were this upright, it's like that's where you get to start a new journey. That's where you get to step off into the next thing. And like, Jesus, that's fucking the Four of, like, that's a big move on your part. It's a beautiful leap to move from the third to the fourth, because it takes self-belief. It takes believing in a passion that you have. It believes in, or it has to do with like your passion for life and gusto and adventure, and you know, and it leads to great stability in the end, because it is something that you're trusting in yourself when you do that. And it's like there is something in the way that is blocking you from this. Also at the bottom of the deck, but like not in that bottom of the deck here, just was like sort of poking out. I was like, oh, what card is that? And it's the fucking Nine of Cups. And it's like, that's why I'm getting there's like this someone else energy, because again, this could just be like a part within you. Take it how it resonates for you, but this is a very independent, emotionally independent and abundant energy, and it was like shoved all the way under all those cards at the bottom there. Funnily enough, it's actually sitting underneath the Two of Wands right there. It's like, I think that you have gone through some humongous growth, and that made you take some very big steps towards a new life. And something has swooped in knowing that that is a really vulnerable moment for you. And yes, that could very much be something within your own brain, because the self-sabotaging parts of ourselves are not necessarily, like, they're dormant. We work with them. We're aware of them. I wouldn't ever say any of this stuff necessarily always just goes away. It's more like we form new habits within our brains. But if we're surrounded by people that talk like that about themselves or act in those ways, it comes back again. So specifically because of the mind. Okay, like I need more clarity for this deck. Which will I pick? Okay, so this is for Aquarius. Yeah, do not forget the trials that you have been through. The fucking trials, and how hard you have had to work to be happy. Yeah, it's like, so I got the star and the sun from this other deck pointing up, or coming up. The end of a difficult situation is here, or is coming. I don't think that you're far off from this, because to be very honest, look how easy it is to pull the blindfold off that she's wearing here. And this, you see, if it was the Eight of Swords, I would know that this is you doing this to yourself. But this feels like this is an external thing, and it feels like a choice more than anything. Like a choice is blinding you from seeing all of this like beauty that surrounds you and that you've been through. But also there's like this external entity vibe to it. And like, oh, just say the word, just do the one thing, make the one decision, etc. And like dreams are coming true. Instead, joy is on its way in. The other one was the sun, which is like immense joy. Life is wonderful, which is the full opposite vibe to what that is. And then on the bottom, what I got is this King of Michael. So it could be this very, very like logical seeming stern person that is having this effect on you. It could also just be a part of your brain that is like coming down on you about some things. Do you have an oracle card for this, for the Aquarius, please? There is immense hope for you. Oh my god. So many cards just there's immense hope, and there is so much so many beings that are willing to come to your aid, because we have like Soulkin and the Green Witch and She Laughs. Like there is a lot of really, really vibing positive energy, very spiritually strong people that are along your path. You may not have met them yet. I think that they need to know what it is that's going on. You might be keeping whatever this is to yourself right now, and I think that you need to let other people in. It is going to be something like, okay, very hopeful. There's a very, very hopeful energy with this, because what I'm seeing now is this is going to be humongously pivotal growth. Fodder, is that the word? What it is that you are moving through right now, it's not fucking cool. It's not cool. Like I'm feeling a little protective over you right now. But then there's this energy that the Oracle came out where it's like 35, the life bringer, establishment, growth, fulfillment. This card is about like growth that comes from knowing the deepest depths of how humans can be to each other. seeing that and then choosing the light instead. And knowing that it's not about one time choosing it. It's an everyday choice, and having a certain mindset, life practice, people around you, cutting out things that do not, you know, vibe with your highest good. Like, this is an immensely loving, wise creature. And this is where you're headed when you choose what it is that is like gonna light you up, what it is that is for your highest good, when you choose what it is that feels like it's actually on your side. And I think that you already know how that feels. But don't let the friendships or the people that are in your life that are on your side be hidden from you or like rejected or taken away. And maybe, you know, that's a part of your journey too. It just takes the time that it takes to get through these things. But I think rest into any kind of optimism that you already had. That'll always live within you, and something that brings you joy, take part in that as well, just to like give kind of aura points back to yourself, for lack of another phrasing. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. Pisces. Now let's do the really straightforward deck for Pisces for their highest good. Please and thank you. Beautiful. Oh, okay, yep, you're coming forward too. And any more for Pisces, please. Okay, falling on the ground has become... Okay. Feels as though there's a completion, like, not that far off. Like a huge, okay, this came out like sideways, but also, and it feels like, oh, I'll like go with it upside down because that kind of felt, but then I put it upside down. I'm like, no, you're supposed to be upright. This is undecided yet. This completion, it's based on the choices that you're like being faced with or something that you're moving through right now. It feels a little bit like you have gotten comfortable. And kudos, because it's not a bad place. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a very, very stable energy. It's very wise. It is very aware of itself, grounded in itself. Can be a sharing energy. We're seeing a little bit more of a four of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to go with that sentence, but if you knew where it was going, take it as it resonates. There's just a lot of stability, but it doesn't necessarily read right now like it's something that you're comfortable in. Because the Four of Wands is coming out right after it, which has to do with like adventures and journey and passion and stuff. But it is in reverse. And it's like, there's something about maybe where you're at that doesn't feel super stable. Maybe it's that you are sat alone in the work that you've done and everything you've accomplished. You've gotten to a really, really stable place, but maybe you are seeking like a divine counterpart or a best friend or like another thing, or maybe it's just a pet. See this little bunny down here? Like, it could be that you don't have anyone to share your riches with. And it's like, it's not the end of the world, but like, sorry for even saying that. I don't love that sentence. It just came into my head. So maybe it's like someone else has said that to you and it doesn't feel great. Apologies then for repeating it. But there is this very like completion in a bigger picture way. I don't feel like you are going to be just happy with like a regular, I don't know how to put this. You don't want to just tick boxes. It's like you've ticked a whole bunch of boxes and you've gotten here and it's like, okay, well, I'm surrounded by this beautiful garden, but like, isn't there more? Is there more? And maybe it is a bit more of, you have a lot of a focus, or you've been in a place of mainly focusing on the material of life. Okay, I'm actually really noticing these, like, I don't know whether boar, minotaur, bull heads. So possibly look at the Taurus reading in all of this as well. Yeah, wow. Okay, so I'm really getting, this person is draped in green, and green is the heart chakra color, and it's like you are surrounded by like more green, but like a lot of nature and gold and abundance, so much abundance. And like, you know, celebrate yourself for that. It took a lot of work to get here, but it feels as though you are like very, very vulnerably and openly wanting love, and to share what it is that you have with other people. And maybe there is either a worry that there won't be marriage or a commitment or something that's stable, or like a committed, you know, relationship or something like that, or collaboration. But also it's possible that you've recently said no to something that was offered that would have led to marriage, and maybe it feels, or like, you know, or a connection that is stable, and maybe that just feels a little bit like, oh, I've said no, and like, no is the right thing. The no is the right thing. If you said it and that's the way you feel, I don't think that it is worth your time to like be sad about or down on yourself about turning down what was not right. And if this feels like it's more of a disconnection from like, oh, but what if it never, or whatever it is, like, you are not finished this yet. This is the Nine of Wands. This is like, you've been on many a journey and you're almost there, and keep going. Like, you have really, really built everything you've built, and it is coming. What it is else that you seek. And yeah, a message from who's coming in. That's not come up in any of these, but the Archangel Power Tarot, that's kind of hard to say together. From what's coming in, we have a card that's sticking out, but I always like to take another one when it's that one, just because it got folded at one point, so then it tends to stick up a lot easier than all of the other ones. But it is the Star, and it is a dream come true. Believe in yourself, believe it's happening. The end of a difficult situation. And then we have the King of Michael is the other one that came up. So it really does feel like this is a very matching, but also not even an opposite attract energy, but like a complementary energy. And a balance. So whether it's friendship, whether it's something that's like a committed relationship, or if it's just like another mindset. I'm getting a person, but take it how it resonates. Yes, there's like this king queen vibe, which does not depend, like, it doesn't define sexuality here, or genders or sexes of anyone in the relationship. This is more of like showing balance. And we have this my swords and pentacles, and so there is like complementary energy, someone that's bringing something to the table that is not necessarily like your wheelhouse, right? I kind of like that for you. I think that a little bit of a shakeup in what it is that you know day to day. So I'm seeing this world in a different way now, right? Where it's like you actually are probably at the point of like completion of the stage that you're in, because it's taken all the time and all the work that it took to get to where you are. The next stage is now beginning. Who, what oracle cards can we, I'm getting this deck, that's interesting, for Pisces. What oracle card for Pisces, please? The Nine of Cups is just like peeking out in a whole other way now. I think that was for the reading before this. That's too many cards. That one? Okay, we're getting confused now, so we're going to just do it one more time. Oop, yes, there it is. I see what you mean. things seem to be a little bit like, oh, slipping through my fingers all the time. Don't dwell on the ones that are in the past. They're in the past for a reason, but maybe if one is actually like realizing of their worth and your worth, something gets rekindled. We'll see. Time will tell, but you just, you know, stay in your lane, stay where you are. You are absolutely doing, I think, everything that needs to be, because with that green, it really feels like you have your heart on your sleeve. You know how to protect yourself. You have every resource to protect yourself. You have done a lot of work. You are in your own power. Shambhala initiations. I don't think I've ever had this card before. It's a card about retreating to recharge. Trust in the process, and Dharma, which is about life path. This is the life that you have built. This is the castle that you have built. This is the you that you have built and worked on. Look at the energy that is coming off of this thing. That's fucking you. You don't see this because you're in here, but look at this. This is like, this energy emanating off of you is attracting in who it is that is worthy of sitting on a throne beside you. It'll take the time that it takes. Trust the process. Trust that the universe is finding and like cultivating the best of the best to sit beside you, because that's all that you deserve. And it takes the time that it takes. But we have this retreat to recharge thing, which I don't think is necessarily like too much of a pull back your energy thing, but maybe don't put so much energy into thinking about people from before, or dwelling on chances, or, you know, things of that nature. Give your attention and energy, you know this already, but it's a reminder right now. Give your attention and energy only to what is worthy of your attention and energy. You are really, really, really winning. Merkaba activation. Transcendence ascension, you are rising up. I was called to split the deck. Maybe look up this phrasing, because I know it's something that you can also repeat like a meditative sentence. If you don't feel called to, then don't. That is the end of what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the rain sounds, or if the phone is picking them up. Okay. And thank you if you've watched through all of these or some of these. I would love to go deeper into each sign and might do a video per sign, because this is going to be a very long video. But thank you for listening either way. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for your engagement very much. I would like to do this more and more, and it'd be cool if it also supported my livelihood. That'd be deadly. Have a lovely day, and thank you.